Great to see you all here this morning for another Shabbat story time at Congregation Virtual Tamid, or actually Virtual Congregation Dor Tamid, coming to you from my home. It's always great to be here with you on these Shabbat mornings as we wake up to a new day, to a new Shabbat, to the possibility of a new week. So let's begin today by singing together, by being just happy that it's Shabbat, that it's this day that is a present that we get each week from God. A present that says we can stay at home, we can rest, we can reflect, we can relax, we can renew ourselves, we can become ready for the new week. We can spend time with our families, talk to our friends, and have a good time on Shabbat. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Chiri, biri, biri, bim. Bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat Shalom. Hey, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat, Shalom, Ma Yafeh Hayom, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Hey, Caden, you ready to read some stories?
Yeah.
All right, have a seat, and we'll get started. So we've got a holiday coming up this week. It's called Tu B'Shvat. It means that it's the 15th day of the month of Shvat, but on Tu B'Shvat, it's a really special day because it's a birthday party. And not a birthday for me or for you. It's a birthday for the trees. We celebrate the trees getting 1 year older this week on Tu B'Shvat. So I've got a Tu B'Shvat story to get us started. It's called Happy Birthday Tree, a Tu B'Shvat story by Madeline Rosenberg, and it's illustrated by Jana Christie. Joni climbed the tree that grew tall and quiet in her front yard. Today was Tu B'Shvat, the birthday of the trees. But Joni's tree didn't look like it was celebrating. It didn't look like it even knew it was having a birthday. Happy birthday, tree, Joni yelled so her voice would reach the highest branch. She sang the birthday song in Hebrew and English. The tree just stood there. I know what you need, Joni said. A party. She climbed down and ran next door to Nate's house. Today is the birthday of the tree, she announced, and we're having a party. What do you get a tree for its birthday? Nate asked. Joni thought a minute. Water? She suggested. Water's boring, Nate said. But trees need it, said Joni. So they filled the watering can and poured water on the tree. The tree looked a little happier. What else? Asked Joni. Sunshine, Nate said. Sunshine isn't boring. They looked up. Clouds covered the sun. Below, Joni said. Joni and Nate blew and blew until the sun peeked out. The tree looked even happier. Now what? Nate said. Cupcakes. Joni loved cupcakes. Together, she and Nate made a giant one out of the cool soil. The tree didn't take a single bite, but Joni and Nate thought it looked happier. A good tree needs a good bird, Joni said. She ran to the house and came back with Daisy, her souvenir swan from the botanical garden. Swans don't live in trees, Nate said, but Joni stuck Daisy in the bend of a branch anyway. The tree was still. Maybe it just wants to be with other trees, Nate said. Joni and Nate reached their arms high into the air to make branches. When the wind came, they wiggled their fingers like leaves. But after 3 minutes, their branches felt heavy. After 5 minutes, their branches really started to ache. And Joni didn't think her mother or Nate's mother would let them stand in the yard after dark. I have an idea, Joni said. I know just what our tree needs. She ran to the house to tell her mother. Then she found her piggy bank and her mother's purse and car keys. At the nursery, Joni's mother followed Joni and Nate among rows and rows of trees. Look, Joni said, the bottoms are all wrapped up, like presents. Those are the roots, her mother said. The burlap keeps the soil packed around them so they can stay safe and moist until the tree is planted. At first, it was hard to choose. Then, Joni saw a little tree that reminded her of the big tree back home. Someday, it would make a good climbing tree, she thought. But it was already the right size to be just what her big tree needed. A friend. This one, Joni said. When Joni's father came home, Joni, her mother, and Nate were digging a hole for the little tree across the yard from the big one. They placed the tree in the hole and gently removed the burlap. When they were sure the tree was comfortable, they patted the dirt back into place. Then they gave the little tree a drink of water and some mulch and welcomed it with a prayer. Joni brushed off her hands and stood in the shadow of the big tree. Happy birthday, tree, she said again. Now we can have our party. She passed out the newspaper hat she'd made for her own birthday. She gave a hat to each tree and to Nate and to her parents and to some of the neighbors who had gathered around to watch. Wait, Nate said. Shouldn't we give something to the new tree? And what about my trees? It's their birthday too. Nate had a yard full of trees. There weren't enough party hats for them, or for the Huffman's trees or the Kim's trees or the Baxters. Joni chewed on her lip and thought about what she could give the little tree, and all the big ones. She spun around in a circle. She hopped on one foot. Then she decided, a promise. I will take care of you, little tree, Joni said. I promise to protect you and water you and love you. I promise I'll be good to you, tree. I'll be good to the trees of the world. Her mother smiled. Her father winked. We promise too, everyone shouted. The trees looked happy. They waved their branches and rattled their leaves. Joni stood on the ground between them. When she closed her eyes, it sounded just a bit as if the trees were clapping. The end. Our next book this morning is called The Cat in the Hat, and it's by Dr. Seuss. The sun did not shine. It was too wet to play, so we sat in the house on that cold, wet day. I sat there with Sally. We sat there, we two. And I said, how I wish we had something to do. Too wet to go out and too cold to play ball. So we sat in the house. We did nothing at all. So all we could do was to sit. And we did not like it. Not one little bit. Bump. And then something went bump. How that bump made us jump. We looked, then we saw him step in on the mat. We looked and we saw him, the cat in the hat. And he said to us, why do you sit there like that? I know it is wet and the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of good fun that is funny. I know some good games we could play, said the cat. I know some new tricks, said the cat in the hat. A lot of good tricks I will show them to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Then Sally and I did not know what to say. Our mother was out of the house for the day. But our fish said, no, make that cat go away. Tell that cat in the hat you do not want to play. He should not be here. He should not be about. He should not be here when your mother is out. Now, have no fear, said the cat. My tricks are not bad, said the cat in the hat. Why, we have lots of good fun if you wish, with a game that I call up with a fish. Put me down, said the fish. This is no fun at all. Put me down, said the fish. I do not wish to fall. Have no fear, said the cat. I will not let you fall. I will hold you up high as I stand on a ball, with a book on one hand and a cup on my hat. But that is not all I can do, said the cat. Look at me now, said the cat, with a cup and a cake on the top of my hat. I can hold up 2 books, I can hold up the fish, and a little toy ship and some milk on a dish. And look, I can hop up and down on the ball, but that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. Look at me now. It is fun to have fun, but you have to know how. I can hold up the cup and the milk and the cake. I can hold up these books and the fish on a rake. I can hold the toy ship and a little toy man, and look, with my tail I can hold a red fan. I can fan with the fan as I hop on the ball, but that is not all. Oh no, that is not all. That is what the cat said. Then he fell on his head. He came down with a bump from up there on the ball, and Sally and I, we saw all the things fall. And our fish came down too. He fell into a pot. He said, I do not like this. Oh, no, I do not. This is not a good game, said our fish as he lit. No, I do not like it, not one little bit. Now, look at what you did, said the fish to the cat. Now look at this house. Look at this, look at that. You sank our toy ship, sank it deep in the cake. You shook up our house, and you bent our new rake. You should not be here when our mother is not. You get out of this house, said the fish in the pot. But I like it here. Oh, I like it a lot, said the cat in the hat to the fish in the pot. I will not go away. I do not wish to go. And so, said the cat in the hat, so, I will show you another good game that I know. And then he ran out, and then fast as a fox, the cat in the hat came back in with a box. A big red wood box. It was shut with a hook. Now look at this trick, said the cat. Take a look. Then he got up on top with the tip of his hat. I call this game fun in a box, said the cat. In this box are two things I will show to you now. You will like these two things, said the cat with a bow. I will pick up the hook. You will see something new. Two things, and I call them thing one and thing two. These things will not bite you. They want to have fun. Then out of the box came thing two and thing one. And they ran to us fast. They said, how do you do? Would you like to shake hands with thing one and thing two? And Sally and I did not know what to do. So we had to shake hands with thing one and thing two. We shook their two hands, but our fish said, no, those things should not be in this house. Make them go. They should not be here when your mother is not. Put them out, said the fish in the pot. Have no fear, little fish, said the cat in the hat. These things are good things, and he gave them a pat. They are tame, oh so tame. They have come here to play. They will give you some fun on this wet day. Now here is a game that they like, said the cat. They like to fly kites, said the cat in the hat. No, not in the house, said the fish in the pot. They should not fly kites in a house. They should not. Oh, the things they will bump. Oh, the things they will hit. Oh, I do not like it, not one little bit. Then Sally and I saw them run down the hall. We saw those two things bump their kites on the wall. Bump, thump, thump, bump. Down the hall, down the wall, in the hall. Thing two and thing one, they ran up, they ran down. On the string of one kite, we saw mother's new gown. Her gown with the dots that are pink, white, and red. Then we saw one kite bump on the head of her bed. Then those things ran about with big bumps, jumps, and kicks, and with hops and big thumps, and all kind of bad tricks. And I said, I do not like the way that they play. If mother could see us, oh, what would she say? Then our fish said, look, and our fish shook with fear. Your mother is on her way home, do you hear? Oh, what will she do to us? What will she say? Oh, she will not like it to find us this way. So do something fast, said the fish, do you hear? I saw her, your mother is near. So as fast as you can, think of something to do. You will have to get rid of thing one and thing two. So as fast as I could, I went after my net, and I said, with my net, I can get them, I bet. I bet with my net, I can get those things yet. Then I let down my net. It came down with a plop, and I had them at last. Those two things had to stop. Then I said to the cat, now you do as I say. You pack up these things, and you take them away. Oh, dear, said the cat. You did not like our game? Oh, dear, what a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Then he shut up the things in the box with the hook, and the cat went away with a sad kind of look. That is good, said the fish. He has gone away, yes. But your mother will come. She will find this big mess, and this mess is so big and so deep and so tall. We cannot pick it up. There is no way at all. And then, who was back in the house? Why, the cat. Have no fear of this mess, said the cat in the hat. I always pick up all my playthings, and so I will show you another good trick that I know. Then we saw him pick up all the things that were down. He picked up the cake and the rake and the gown, and the milk and the strings and the book and the dish, and the fan and the cup and the ship and the fish. And he put them away. Then he said, that is that. And he was gone with the tip of his hat. Then our mother came in, and she said to us two, did you have any fun? Tell me, what did you do? and Sally and I did not know what to say. Should we tell her the things that went on there that day? Should we tell her about it? Now what should we do? Well, what would you do if your mother asked you? The end. It was great seeing you all this morning for our Shabbat morning story time. We will be back here next week for another Shabbat story time. Unfortunately, there is no Playtime Meet tomorrow, but we will be back instead in February. And tomorrow night, we have for our families, for our adults, trivia night. You can RSVP by emailing social@dortamid.com, 7 o'clock online. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hope to see all you moms and dads there. Have a great week, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. And let's sing one more goodbye song. Shalom Chaverim, Shalom Chaverim, Shalom, Shalom. Lehitraot, Lehitraot, Shalom, Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.